Welcome to Unfiltered 3, spilling the tea with
Cece.
Autumn.
and Brie.
Hi,
Hi,
friends. We are going to do a fun little tidbit that Brie, she had the idea. It's called Am I the Asshole? And we're on Reddit, and I have to say my age is showing as far as technology goes because I'm so not with this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're going to read Am I the Asshole for refusing to pay rent? And then we're going to have some discussion about it.
Initial reaction, you would think.
Yeah.
So I'm curious.
We will see how the story plays out.
Yeah.
All right. So, am I the asshole for refusing to pay rent? I, a 22-year-old female, have been diagnosed with depression and gaming addiction. I hold a stable job making a very good salary, and I have moved back with my parents to save up for a down payment as well as their general concern over my mental state. To be frank, I have no hobbies other than gaming, and the only social life I have is playing games with with IRL and online friends. However, after I graduated university and came back, my parents have elected to smash one of my monitors, cut my Ethernet cord, and now physically taken my PC due to arguments over my gaming habits.
Jesus.
After work, I come home and play games until I sleep, and over on the weekends, I play games the entire day. It has been going on since 2 weeks ago, and they are refusing to give back my PC, even though my psychologist says that this is doing more harm than anything. They call me childish for not being able to control my own habits, despite the fact that I am holding my own job. This has caused me to become more depressed than usual, with my days now often spent 95% of the time with me being with me being in bed, aimlessly scrolling through social media. That word was getting my mouth. I am back on my antidepressants, and they seem to think that this is the better alternative. I have voiced this opinion countless times, but they refuse to listen to me or my psychologist, and I have a letter written from them. I used to pay a much above average monthly rent for my one bedroom and washroom that I share with my siblings. However, this month I refuse to pay my rent since they are treating me as a child, and as a child, they do not pay rent. They are now calling me a vindictive asshole and freeloader because I am no longer contributing to the household. And then it says edit for info. Some answers to questions I see in the comments. So I think they further added on.
Yeah.
I moved back since I live in the same city, and the logic goes, if you're paying rent anyways, might as well pay it at home to keep the money in the family. I pay for half the electricity, Wi-Fi, and groceries alongside my rent. My rent by itself for a one bedroom, one questionable bathroom would be considered way above average. However, I still end up saving money because when I live by myself, I do not cook and order takeout.
I get that.
I get that, but I don't get. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll get into that.
Yeah.
I shower every day when I come home, just not on Saturday. I eat 2 meals a day, morning and night. Since I do not like eating outside the house, I don't cook. I have my own schedule where I will eat dinner, but when I feel like it, which is usually after they finish eating, after which I will do the dishes. Laundry, vacuuming the room is whenever I feel like it. It is laundry/vacuuming my room whenever I feel like it, based on it getting messy. I reworded that. Otherwise, I wasn't going to be able to say it. Same point, though.
Yeah.
I've paid for rent since I've moved back, which would be since August of 2022. I paid for soundproofing of my room so there is less noise when I game. The majority of arguments are due to me not coming down for dinner when they finish making it. What caused them to destroy my properties the 2 times were 1, not willing to go to my younger sibling's school play, 2, sleeping in until noon/afternoon during the weekends. You are correct. You are correct to assume I do not get any exercise, but I get 6 hours of sleep regularly on the weekdays and, however, many hours during the weekends.
You are a full-blown adult.
Mm-hmm.
You are essentially in a roommate situation with your parents because you are actually,
Not just that, but you're paying half of their bills plus rent. They're taking
yeah.
advantage of you.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sorry, but if my child wants to move back home and they are an adult, they're going to pay for their own bills, which would be their phone, their car insurance, their car payment, their food, if they want separate food from the groceries that I am going to provide.
Mhm.
And if they want to pay rent, they can pay rent. Or we will set it at an amount that will still allow them to save up to get their own place, to be on their own feet because they are my child.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am not going to be like, oh, roommate, you're paying half my mortgage.
Mm,
Like, they didn't disclaim how much they pay. They don't need to.
yeah.
That just irritated the fuck out of me.
Well, also, the damage to their property,
Yeah,
even if they were a
ticked me
kid,
off.
is abuse. So the
Well,
fact that this is
yeah.
an adult who's paying their own stuff, they have autonomy, they get to have that autonomy over themselves, whether they're a kid or not.
Mm-hmm.
And they did that. That is abuse. That's not okay.
Well,
Yeah.
the comment of a vindictive asshole and freeloader
Hmm.
because they are mentally struggling and they are using their safe place as a safe place.
Mm-hmm. It's where the parents cannot switch from I basically own you because you're my child and I can tell you what to do and you have
That
to
should
listen to
never
me
be
versus
that should never be a point of view.
Yeah.
it shouldn't, but parents do have that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know. I know.
Yeah.
I know. But it's not okay. That's
No.
not okay. You're
It
not the
pisses me off.
asshole.
Yeah. Collective
No.
no. Collective no.
Your parents are assholes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I can understand wanting to contribute but I mean that destruction of property is like it's not theirs. Like what
no,
gives you
it's
the right
not,
to
and
go in
it's
and
not like
break?
you're not being disrespectful. You're just living a different life than they live, and
Mhm.
that they're not willing to understand
Yeah.
Yeah.
or believe in.
Especially having a note from their psychologist. Like,
Well, because you're not helping. What you're doing is taking someone's outlet,
yeah.
someone's source of connection,
Mhm.
and you're shitting on it and you're creating trauma around it versus just allowing them to do what they want to make their own fucking life happy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I'm
Mhm.
so sorry, dude.
Seriously.
I, mm, not okay.
I'm ready to fight those parents.
I am. Our protective instincts are coming out.
I know.
It's like so funny. If you want like a surefire way to like get Brie and I in sync in our anger, it's like misuse. What is the word that I want to say?
Mistreat?
Mistreat. I'm like, it's not. What the fuck is misabuse? First off, no.
You're abusing him wrong.
Abuse is abuse. There's no good way.
Yeah.
No, yes, mistreat a child or even an animal, and we're fired up.
Immediately.
Yeah, you're not the asshole. That's what I have to say to that. And as soon as you possibly can, move the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look into the, if it's cheaper than ordering out the pre-made meals where you don't really have to cook as much.
Oh yeah, good idea. Yep.
It's still a little pricier than groceries, but it might be a middle ground.
Mm-hmm.
If
Mhm.
that's the only thing that's like making your cost vary of like moving out or not, definitely worth looking into.
Hell yeah, absolutely. And programs, there are so many state-funded programs out there that I feel like have such a bad rap and a bad stigma around them, but they are there for these situations.
Yeah.
Fucking take them. Take them as a starter. Do whatever you got to do. Do it. Get out of that
Absolutely.
situation.
I'm glad that they have a professional they're working with, that they're
Yeah.
not alone.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine.
I mean, the fact that they provided a letter from that said professional, and I just
Mhm.
the fact that it even had to get that far is just disgusting.
Yeah, my blood is boiling.
So for a funny one to kind of lighten the mood, I may have lost it, but it was, am I the asshole for not notifying my sister that dinner was done? Or my sibling, I think it was. And I thought that was really fucking funny because I know so I have a sibling who's 8 years younger than me, and I know for a fucking fact my petty ass would have done that when I was little.
Such sibling energy.
Oh, hell yeah. That's just so funny. I think Cece found one too that was pretty damn funny.
Yeah, I thought this one had a funny title. Am I the asshole for hiding vegetables in my boyfriend's food? Oh boy.
I mean, if you are, it comes from a genuine place because I have 100% done that to my boyfriend. He does not eat vegetables. And so
Mm-hmm.
I found cauliflower rice and I just introduced it as rice. I just said, "This is rice. Can you try it?" And I just had him try a bite. And he tried it and I said, "What do you think?" He goes, "It's pretty good." I said, "That's cauliflower rice." And he was like, "Ew." And I'm like, "You just said it was good."
Oh, what a butt.
I'm glad that was a good experience for him. I have a story. Cauliflower. My parents told me that I was gonna chow down on some really good mashed potatoes.
Oh,
They look like mashed
no.
potatoes. It was
Yeah.
cauliflower.
So I mixed the
Yep.
cauliflower with rice.
Okay,
So it was a mixture.
that's nice.
And I'd put butter, salt, and pepper in it. And I made it like I would white rice. And it was mixed with like white jasmine rice. And I knew he was gonna like it. We've been together for almost 7 years, friends for almost 10 years, 11 years. But I just know he just won't eat it because of cauliflower, right? It's a
Mhm.
vegetable. I'm like, ew, gross. But he would eat it.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I've definitely done that. I don't
You ever done
know.
the mashed potatoes? Half mashed potatoes, half cauliflower?
No,
Oh,
I
it's
would
so
not do that. I won't fuck
that's
around with
If
my mashed
listen,
potatoes.
if I knew
I
gooing,
gooing.
if I knew going into it that it was cauliflower, mentally prepared, I probably would have been more okay with it.
Yeah.
But it was the trick and then biting into pure cauliflower taste.
Yeah,
That
no,
makes
that's
Yeah,
sense.
not.
see, you gotta do half and half because then it really does taste like mashed potatoes. And I
Yeah.
used to do that for my little siblings
I also
to trick them,
tried
and it
it.
was their favorite.
Yeah. That is a big one when it comes to like mixing things like that for kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's very common struggle for parents. But
Yeah.
some kids don't grow out of it. And
Yeah.
I guess the spouse becomes the one sneaking them in.
Let's see. She did make a throwaway account, so and she does admit that this is the most ridiculous argument she's ever had with a grown ass man. So one's 28, one's 36. And they've been together for a year and they moved in together about 4 months ago. One of the first things I noticed about my boyfriend was that he never really ate vegetables. He would sometimes eat them if we were out at a restaurant and they came as part of his meal, but he never ate them when I cooked them for him. Originally, I thought that maybe my cooking was the problem, so I asked him if he enjoyed my food, and he told me he loves my cooking. On nights I didn't cook for him, he ate exclusively frozen food and never ate the vegetables in those either. Naturally, he had some health issues, vitamin deficiencies, etc. He had phrased it to me as if it was somehow just genetically, he was just genetically unlucky.
Hmm.
I believed it for a while because I don't know how that stuff works, but eventually it became clear to me. It's because he voluntarily eats a vegetable like once a month. 6 months ago, I started hiding vegetables in my cooking. If I was making pasta, I'd put vegetables in. I'd usually put in for myself and then take half out, blend it so he wouldn't notice the vegetable chunks, and then tell him I just scooped the vegetables out of his portion. This is making me giggle. This happens more often now we live together because I do all the cooking. He's been telling me a lot lately. He's been feeling a lot better. The the past few months, he has even had his doctor reduce the dosage of some of his medications, and he hasn't had to take his multivitamin in weeks. I kept my mouth shut because I'm just glad he's feeling better, and it really does no harm to hide the vegetables in his food. Yesterday, I was making one of our regular pasta meals. It's one that is very easy to hide at least 4 veggies in. And I was about to blend my boyfriend's portion when the blender died mid-blend.
Oh no.
I had to serve it in all of its veggie chunky glory. My boyfriend refused to eat the vegetables, but when he tasted the sauce, he said it's weird how it tastes the exact same, even though this one has vegetables in it. So I confessed. He screamed at me and called me a controlling bitch and said that
Okay.
it's none of my business he thinks vegetables don't do anything. I pointed out he said he felt better. He said his health was none of my business and that I'm a controlling, judgy a-hole, and stormed out of our apartment to stay with his sister.
What?
His sister texted me to say he's fine, but she agrees with him. My friends agree it's ridiculous he didn't eat vegetables, but agree I'm being an asshole. Am I the asshole?
You lost me when he said, "I don't believe vegetables do anything."
Yeah.
Like, that
No.
was the argument. Like, it's not a taste thing, not a texture thing. Vegetables don't do anything. I'm lost for words at
He
that
lost
point.
me when he called her names.
I
Yes.
agree. I agree.
I don't think it's that
I
extreme.
think
Like,
he
she's
needs to
not
get over the
poisoning
initial
you.
shock
She
of my
cares
well, underlying my girlfriend lied to me.
Right. Like, I
Even
was I
though
was
it's a
seeing that,
good thing, it's like, oh shit, I've been living this lie.
and
I think that's the shock.
it's taking away some a part of, like,
The
they should be able to
trust.
have control over what they eat, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If they went in that kinda argument without calling her bitch or an asshole,
Yeah.
don't swear at your person,
Mhm.
And you had that communication, I could see that. You lost me at the vegetables don't do anything. There's, science.
Yeah.
There's, proof in the pudding where he actually saw results
Uh-huh. And he
of eating
liked it.
vegetables.
He liked it.
I don't think she's an asshole though.
I don't think she's an
Oh, God,
asshole.
I
no.
think that she cared a lot about him, and he doesn't have any allergies to these vegetables.
Yeah.
He has no aversions to these vegetables other than the fact that he purely doesn't believe in the vegetable. And he enjoyed the meals.
Yes.
I can't.
Like, I think she's fine. I mean, at this point, he's made his boundary. Don't continue to do it. That would be a different situation,
Yeah.
or say, hey, I made this. Can you try it? There's vegetables in it. And just try it.
Yeah.
And then be genuine with liking it. And then go from there. That's one thing, like, Derek and I never did. I didn't.
Hide things.
I mean, like, I may have tricked him the first bite, but I didn't serve it to him.
Yeah.
But also, like, I lost my train of thought as I was saying my train of thought.
Don't you love that? That
Oh my
happens
God.
It
way too
immediately
often.
slipped.
Mm-hmm. It'll come back
Don't
to
you
you.
love? What did I say before that? Oh, fuck.
Oh no.
Oh, no, no, no.
Oh no, not that.
Oh boy.
I was gonna say it's more like, a harmless white lie. Is it okay?
Mm-hmm.
No. Does it make you an asshole? Also no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, you're doing it because you love, like, there's good intentions
Good
there.
intentions.
There's
I
still
feel like there could be a perspective share on
Yeah.
both ends is really what needs to be, like, an understanding on both ends. Understanding, like, hey, I don't appreciate that. I want to know what I'm ingesting. Even if it is good for me, I deserve that type of respect.
Yeah.
And then there's a B, an understanding of love and care and
Mm-hmm.
knowing that your health was suffering.
Mm.
And by doing this small task, you benefited extremely.
'Cause vegetables do something. I can't. I
That if
just
they were to
can't.
have that, like, sit-down conversation. Yeah, but then again, communication is definitely needed right there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or the whole situation wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But I don't think asshole,
No.
no.
Not the
No.
asshole.
No. Maybe some dumbasses. I'm just kidding.
Hopefully they talked it out. I want to know. I'm like, what happened after? But I don't think there's anything there to explain any further details. But
Mm.
I don't know what advice I'd give really, besides you're not being an asshole and he needs to grow up. That-
Yeah,
that's,
there's definitely a lot of growing on that end, but also a lot of boundary setting
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
in a healthy, respectful, communicative way.
definitely.
And education.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Just like
Yes. I mean,
I'm not gonna let that one go.
let
I just
let your
can't.
ignorance go towards vegetables, man. Maybe explore ways that you may like them and they taste good to you. So I ended up finding, am I the asshole for not telling my
Oh,
sibling dinner was ready?
all right.
Okay.
I want to hear the story.
I, a 21-year-old female, contribute to my family by cooking dinner so when my dad gets home from work, dinner would be ready. My sibling, 17, doesn't eat what I prepare. They always have a gripe with what I make. You made dinner last night. Chicken again? Dad made it last night. Your food is bland. Can we have something more familiar for once? They say this when I use a new recipe or make a dish from another country.
Mm.
And my personal favorite, they go, ew, as soon as I take dinner out of the oven. Last night, I decided to make a quick dinner for Dinty Moore beef stew with curry spice and rice. My job is also let everyone know when it's dinner time. Comes with cooking dinner. My sibling was napping, and I knew they were going to have a complaint because I made it, so I didn't tell them dinner was ready. The meal was pretty popular, and there were no leftovers. I thought it wasn't a big deal because every time I cook, they make themselves a bowl of instant ramen. My parents are aware he's a picky eater. Today, my sibling was not too happy that we didn't leave them any dinner and that I should have told them dinner was ready. I told him that they were not going to eat it anyways and that they'd complain either way. I feel like I should have just told them dinner was ready when it was and just dealt with the complaining and gripes. Or, yeah, they put grips, but I'm assuming gripe. I'm not able to post this on Am I the Asshole because apparently I'm not a trusted community member even though I just browsed through it. I like a little bit of shade there. No, fuck that. I'm sorry. I wouldn't tell you dinner was ready either.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You set that trend for yourself. You set that expectation. And this is kind of rude.
I mean, for someone who's cooking for you, yeah.
Yeah. And just like the ew, and I would almost, and I don't like using this word. I use it lightly, but I almost feel like there was a sense of entitlement there.
It could be a mental health thing. It could be that. It could be, they could be somewhere on the spectrum as a
That's true.
possibility. But at that point, why is the sibling, why does that end up falling on their shoulders too? That's something that, the parents need to kind of step in and take that responsibility for them.
That is true. Yeah.
So,
Siblings should not parent other siblings. Just gonna leave it at that.
yeah. And if it's you have to eat what was made for dinner, then that's the boundary that they have, not making something special for them. That's, per every family.
Mm-hmm.
But the parents need to step in for the sibling and enforce that for them and like being like they cooked for us, stepping in, stepping up for that sibling so it's not on them to have
Yeah.
to deal
And
with.
then in that ending situation, having the other sibling understand that the trend is there. So why would the expectation of the other sibling to be any different?
Yeah.
I'd say just try and word it correctly
Yeah, well, it
so
needs to
that
be a
they
communicative
understand. Yeah.
conversation. But I understand.
It's a
Mhm.
lesson.
I understand the not telling them that dinner was done and not wanting to take, whether they are on the spectrum or whatever,
Hmm.
not wanting to take that mental toll on.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Mhm.
I think at that point it is more like a boundary.
Mhm.
Mhm.
The parents again need to step in.
Yeah, or maybe
But
maybe what I think I would have probably done in that situation, if that were the case, I probably would have just made the ramen for them so that I'm making what they would eat.
yeah, that's where the balance between the families go because is
Mhm.
that just giving in to if it's just entitlement and,
That's true.
whatever?
That's why I'm like, if it were more to it, like a mental health, then yeah, trying to figure out that balance. Well, hey, it takes you 5 minutes to make a thing of ramen if that's gonna take what this person can eat.
Yeah. It sounds like, I mean, they obviously don't have to share that kind of things with us, but do they even know?
Right.
You know?
I mean,
Oh,
at this
true.
point, I think that they're both so young that they're just like, my sibling's the asshole. No, she's the asshole.
Yeah.
It's like that I get it. I get it in that aspect. My sister was 8 years younger than me, and I was a parent to my
Mm,
sister. And
yeah.
there was a lot of hard times where like, no, you're my sibling. I don't have to listen to you.
Yeah.
I don't have to respect you. You're my sibling. You're not my mom. You're not my dad. Well, you're right. I'm not your mom or your dad, but I put it in this situation, and it would help us out if you listen to what I'm saying and what I'm making. So like I get both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a difficult situation. And it never leaves the two people who are stuck in this situation. It never leaves them in a good spot.
No.
Yeah. I was in the same, I was in the same boat, so it never works out well.
Yeah.
Especially trying to figure your shit out and then being responsible for somebody else and their happiness or their dinner, their whatever, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
Responsible for yourself. Yeah. Yeah, so many things could be their own podcast episodes.
Yeah. Need to write down in our notes because yeah,
Mhm.
for sure can have a whole discussion on that.
Yeah, let us know if there's something you want to hear specifically.
For sure. I do have one more that I could pull up.
Yeah.
Okay.
One more. One more.
Am I the asshole for calling my girlfriend cheap?
Mm.
My girlfriend makes 6 figures as a pharmacist and is still the cheapest person I know. She recently bought a new Toyota RAV4 and wanted the bars above the mount for her skis. No, wanted the bars above to mount her skis. They quoted her 2K and she decided not to get it even though she really wanted it. She spent 4 months drooling over a handbag that cost about $600. She uses a tattered bag from college and says she needs one but can't bring herself to buy one. I bought it for her for Christmas, and when I gave it to her, she got mad at me for wasting my money. She did apologize after saying she loves it, but $600 is too much to spend on a bag. She never wants to eat out, like at all. I usually eat out 2 to 3 times a week, but it's hard to get her to eat out even once a month. She always says that she can make the same thing for cheaper and will only eat out after some pleading from me. She doesn't tip very high either, only 15% usually. She only drives when there are a few things to do. For example, for her to come over, she also has to drop off mail, buy things, go to the gym in the same trip to save on gas. I'm sure it's eco friendly, but it's annoying because I'm home at 5 and she can't get there until 6:30 and we only have 2 to 3 hours together. She won't ever buy coffee and even brings her own coffee maker kit rather than buying coffee for the road trips. She won't buy bread or oat milk. She insists to make it to save money even though it takes so long. She also tends to only buy things on sale. She saw a very beautiful dress but refused to buy it because it wasn't at least 50% off. When we moved in together, she refused to buy things in IKEA and we bought everything on Facebook Marketplace. I saved money too, but I'd rather get new things because it's just gross to use someone's leftovers. This weekend, my brother is coming into town, and I told my girlfriend we should go to the trendy restaurant to celebrate. She responded with, "We should just eat in, and we can make Japanese curry like my brother liked." I told her to stop being so cheap. We barely eat out anyway, and if she doesn't want to pay, I will. She got mad and accused me of being a dick and refused to talk to me since.
Mm. Is that it?
That's it.
I think they both have a lot of growing to do.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like she probably grew up in that kind of situation.
That's what I was thinking.
And so it's hard to kind of break those habits, get over that mental hump of like, I am okay, I can do these
Yeah.
things or whatever.
I almost think that like if you want to live your life that way, that's with your finances, that's how you're going to be. I almost feel like they both need to have an understanding of each other being so different and that it's okay that each person uses their money in a different way and being respectful of that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, you don't want to do all those things and you're okay with taking the added time to make all of this stuff on your own. That is okay. That's totally okay. It's also okay to go eat out 2, 3 nights a week. And if you can afford it, go drop $600 down on a bag. And if you also can afford it, do the 2000 if you can afford it. Like, don't make yourself broke.
Yeah.
But you also only live one life. Enjoy it
Yeah.
whatever way it makes, but be respectful. There was a lot of disrespect between the two of them right there. Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
don't
Yeah.
respect each other's boundaries.
Yeah, I'm sure that conversation where she called him a dick was not a conversation. It was probably a very heated argument with a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
insults, and
Oh yeah.
that's how it came off, at least.
Yeah.
What if you convince her even, hey, what if it's a good idea we put $10 in this fun pot money, whatever, and
I
save up for a little bit and then go, we've collected this money for fun and baby steps.
It's
Baby steps and seeing,
finding some kind of compromise.
yeah.
yeah, I'm going to say before they can even do that though, they have to be mature enough. Like they have a lot of maturing to do.
I agree. I agree, but
Like there's
her mental state of, almost protection with money. I need to protect my money because of some reason that we don't know about yet. So I'm just thinking for his going about getting her to understand that there has to be some fun money. You can't just always think I'm going to get the best deal. I can't get things that make me joyful and happy because it's out of my price range.
yeah,
There's like an anxiety there, and it's more so
Yeah.
like he needs to be mature enough and okay enough with himself to be a support system for her through that.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, because you can't really tell someone how to use their money, right? That's kind of the way they're going to
No,
do it.
absolutely not.
And some people just don't want to spend it, but they find joy in experiences a different way, like free and all of that. But it's just the biggest thing I got from it was just the lack of respect with how each other chooses to live their lives.
Yeah. It's when it affects the other person too, especially like when they moved in together and he wanted to have nice you can get nice furniture on Facebook Marketplace.
I
It's not
know.
just someone's leftovers.
Yeah,
We'll
that's
say that.
that's where the comment of them both needing to mature.
Yeah.
There's a lot of maturing there
Yeah.
in multiple different avenues.
When you're moving in together, that's when finances kind of get crossed a little more, when you need to have those conversations, those compromises. And yeah, that's
Yeah, you need to say, okay, well, I'm going to buy this chair because I want this chair and it's my money. So
yeah.
I'm going to spend X amount on this chair. And then you can buy the couch and that's your couch and you can do what you want with your couch. Like you guys clearly do not have like the same mindset on money and finances, whether that be anxiety, trauma, whatever the case, still not on the same point with finances. And it's a subject that you can't, unless you're going to be part of their finances, like you can't really have.
Yeah, but they're important ones to have if that's something where you think you will have a serious
Yes.
relationship down the road.
Yes, absolutely. But in this case, they're siblings, and it's like just respect.
I don't think they're siblings.
No, they
They're
weren't
dating
siblings.
each
They're
other.
boyfriend, girlfriend.
I definitely went through this whole thing thinking they were siblings.
Boyfriend,
no.
girlfriend.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a whole different. Just erase everything I just said. I mean, they still have a lot of maturing to do, and they have a lot of growing. But I thought they were siblings, and I was like, why the fuck are they caring this much about each other's finances?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so funny. Yeah. Oh.
Now my perspective makes sense to you guys.
Yeah.
You're probably like, why the fuck is Autumn saying that? That's so funny.
Oh
I
my
mean, it's still a
goodness.
valid point, though. They do need to mature and have those conversations and
Yeah.
Yeah.
healthy communication, which I feel like at this point, it's probably good that they just aren't together anymore. Like they split off, they'll find other people, they'll heal, they'll grow, they'll figure it out.
Yeah,
Mhm.
hopefully they learn. Wow. Yikes, man. All right. Well, I
Yeah.
don't think I can do another one.
Yeah, on
because
on that note, we might need to
clearly
spiral
my
down
brain
here.
is just make it I'm entering my own details, I guess. I don't know.
In your defense, this is a late night recording sesh, and it's very hot
is.
in this room.
It is
Yes.
10:51. It's 9 minutes to 11.
Oh boy.
And I'm slightly hungry.
Mm.
But
It's like I have some leftover Euro in the fridge. I'm like, oh,
Ooh.
yeah.
Oh, Ollie's saying he's done too.
Then it's official.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with us tonight, guys, and listening to this episode. If you have any fun stories or any Am I the Asshole stories you want us to read over,
Yeah.
please let us know. We're at the Unfiltered 3 on all the social medias.
Yeah, and let us know
Yes.
what you think. Were they the asshole or not?
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of Unfiltered 3. Remember, we release new episodes every Monday, but if that's not enough, connect with us on our socials at Unfiltered 3, where we can uplift, inspire, and embark on this journey together. Thank you for listening and for being a part of our community. Until next time, take care and keep shining your authentic light. Bye, guys.
Bye.